Hello, my name is Agatha, and this is the astrological prediction for April 2017 for all signs. This is a very general reading. If you'd like a private consultation, please send an email to dunyazade@gmail.com and I'd be delighted to work with you. In April 2017, the full moon happens on the 11th of April at 21 degrees of Libra, and then the new moon happens on the 26th of April at 6 degrees of Taurus. Okay, so let's begin. Let's begin with Aries. Aries. So the sign of Aries, the full moon. I'm sorry, the full moon, which means endings or culminations, happens in your 7th house. This full moon isn't a very good one because it's going to conjoin, it's going to be in a T-square with Pluto. So it's going to oppose Uranus, and it's going to be conjoin Jupiter. That Jupiter has this ability to expand everything, and it's going to be square Pluto. So I'm thinking this is not going to be a very easy full moon. Okay, it's going to be a difficult full moon, and at the time this happens, Venus, it's still retrograde, and it's in a square to Jupiter, also retrograde. So Venus is going to be at 27 degrees of Pisces, and Saturn is going to be, I said Jupiter, no, I'm Saturn, the planet of restrictions, is going to be at 27 degrees retrograde of Sagittarius. So in your case, Aries, there could be an ending or culmination connected with your husband or wife, with a very personal relationship, with a long-term relationship. So some of you, for instance, might separate, others might, have a divorce finalized, and this is not going to be easy. This could entail for some, problems with the person whom you are separating from or divorcing. This could also be a business partner, and there's like an ending to your business partnership. Could be a contract, whatever type of contract, and there could be an ending to this contract. Now, could be something to do with your professional life, but it could be, for instance, let's say it's a contract which you've signed, something to do with the services that we have at home, like internet, telephone, and cable services. Let's say you've signed something and then you regret it, and then the only way for it to leave is you'll have to pay a lot or something like that. Others, this could be an ending or culmination in the life of your second child, because the 7th house is connected with the second son or daughter. Okay, it doesn't matter, it's the second one in line. So he or she might, a relationship might end, or he or she might marry with someone whom you do not approve of. It could be that, he or she ends school, but maybe, not with good grades, or with there's an ending to a career or to a job or something. All culmination also, it depends. But it's something which is not exactly easy in your second child's life. And then the new moon in Taurus at 6 degrees of Taurus, for you, Aries, it happens in your 2nd house. So this is new beginnings in terms of anything connected with your money, the money that you earn, your salary, the money you bring home. You might be spending, for instance, or you might be giving a bigger budget to items that you buy that are a bit luxurious. Anything that makes you, feel good and feel better about yourself. Let's say hair products. Maybe you had a certain type of budget to hair products or to skin products. You decide this month, you know what the hell, I'm going to increase the budget about anything connected with body care. So it could be something like that. I'm saying this, but it could be any other thing. So it's new beginnings connected with the money that you earn, the money that you bring home. Some of you might understand that you'll have to cut exactly the money that you spend in hair products or in skin care or in beauty. It's beauty products. You understand that you're not earning as much, or your expenses are higher, and you'll have to cut, part of the money that you spend in anything to do with, beauty products. And then Taurus, let's go to the sign of Taurus. The full moon in 21st of April, I'm sorry, on the 11th of April, at 20 degrees of Libra. In your case, just a moment. Okay, Taurus, I'm sorry, let's move on. The full moon in Libra happens in your 6th house. So there's an ending or culmination connected with your work, with your job, with your work environment, with your colleagues, with your health. For some of you might be getting, some health exams, and the diagnosis for some of you might not be very good, I'm sorry to tell you, or you will not be happy with the diagnosis. Maybe something like, maybe you're overdoing it in terms of the way you eat, the way you drink. You're like maybe doing something which is harmful to your body, and you'll get confirmation around the 21st. I'm sorry, around the 11th of April. You'll get that confirmation, because you'll receive some medical exams. Again, this is for some of you, not all, and maybe you'll be forced to make some changes in order to heal yourself. And these changes are to eat in a certain way, because maybe you'll have to give up sugar even if you don't like it. I'm sorry to tell you, I understand it's very difficult. Anything that you are overdoing, you'll have to give it up. And maybe you'll have to start doing some sort of exercise also in order to help you heal your body. For others, it could be colleagues that leave. Some colleagues leave. Maybe they're fired. Maybe where you are, your company, the place where you work, maybe the bosses think, or these colleagues are very expensive. We're spending way too much money with so many employees, and they decide to fire some of your colleagues or not to renew the contract or something like that. Or maybe some colleagues were caught doing something they should not be doing, and because of that, their contract is terminated and they are fired. I don't know what it is, but it's something bad, and this might come as a shock to all of you and to you as well. Another way of reading it, it could be kind of the other way around. Suddenly, you go to work on a day, and on a Monday or something like that, and you have a bunch of new colleagues, or at least another co-worker, and you had no idea, and he or she was hired really quickly, and no one expected it. For others, this could also mean that you might lose your job might end, okay? Maybe you were expecting it, some others were not expecting the end of this job. It depends. For some, it might come rather unexpectedly, in a quick way, and some of you might be getting a settlement, out of this, but not exactly, maybe not as big as you would expect, I would say. And then Taurus, the new moon on the 26th of April, is going to happen at 6 degrees of Taurus, therefore in your first house. This is a brand new beginning for you. Okay, this is a brand new beginning for you. maybe a new relationship, maybe you know, you decide to change your life somehow. Also, you decide, some of you might decide to set new plans for you, to set for you and for your life, new goals, new long-term plans, new objectives. So some of you might have lost, you know, the job about 2 weeks, or you were told that you were about to lose the job. Maybe some of you will get some sort of settlement, and this will allow you, it won't be all that big, I'm sorry to tell you, but this will allow you to go after something that maybe you've always wanted, you know. So it's not all bad, Taurus, it's not all bad. Now moving on to the sign of Gemini. Gemini. Okay. Where? Full moon, Gemini. It's going to happen on the 11th of April. In your case, it's going to happen in the 5th house. So, like I said before, this isn't a very good lunation, because this is a very difficult lunation. It's in a T-square with Pluto. It's in opposition with Uranus. This is going to be a difficult time. So it's, for some, might be an ending or culmination related to your love life. You know, some of you, maybe you were dating someone and that person out of the blue broke up with you, or you found out something about this person and you broke up with this person, with him or her. Maybe you had different, you know, you had a certain type of a long-term plan, and he or she had different objectives for his life or her life. You just decided to break it off. Or maybe some of you, maybe your friends didn't like this person, or maybe this person didn't get along with your kids. Something happens and it just ends. For others, you understand that you're spending way too much money with your boyfriend or your girlfriend. You're spending way too much. Maybe you give them expensive gifts. Maybe you like wining and dining them, and maybe you going on trips, and you realize, oh my God, I'm spending way too much money with this person. I'm investing way too much money with him or her. Will it pay it off? And maybe you decide, no, this is not worth it, and you just end it. I'm not judging, okay? I am not judging. Now, it could be that others, you find out that he or she is only using you for your money, okay? He or she just wants to be with you, wants to suck out of, you know, materially, wants to take all of the money that you get. I'm sorry to say, again, this is very general reading, okay? I might be wrong. It depends from person to person, from chart to chart. He or she is just with you to, you know, because just to take your money and just, you know, it's more like that. Others, it could be even worse than that. It could be even worse than that. You might find out that he or she is actually stealing from you, or even something like identity theft, or, you know, something like that. Another way of reading this is that you break up with this person because you find out that he or she has given you something that you cannot get rid of, an STD, for instance. So you have to be very careful with that. Be very careful with that. You know, just use protection and do tests, and, you know, it could be something like that. This lunation in the 5th house might have nothing to do with a boyfriend or a girlfriend. It could be something connected with a child, you know. So it's an ending or a culmination in the life of your kid, of your children. What, for instance, for some, maybe you were getting alimony. What's the word? It's not for you, it's for the kids. Maybe you're separated, Gemini, for instance. Maybe you've separated for a while, and you were the one who got the kids. You got custody of your children, or of your daughter, or son, and you have and receive money up to the age of 18, and maybe after the age of 18 it's done. Your ex-spouse doesn't have to pay any longer. So it might be something like that. Suddenly your kid turns 18 and no longer there's no more money coming because you got custody. Or it could be maybe your kid is still small, but there's a decision of court saying that maybe your ex-spouse cannot afford such an amount of money, and the money that you got, subsidies for your child, your spouse or ex-spouse doesn't have to pay as much, so he or she pays less. Or if you get some sort of help from the state that goes to your child, also that could be that there could be cuts in that type of help. For others, it could be, for instance, maybe your kid, there's an ending or culmination in his life or her life. For instance, he or she might break up with someone. Maybe he or she might, end a job, or end university studies, or college, or school, or something like that. But whatever ending or culmination that happens in your child's life, either they're not happy with it, or you are the one who's not happy with it. For others, it could be something to do with a creative project, Gemini. So maybe you're working on a creative project and things don't work out, you end it, but you're not very happy with it. And the other way of reading it is also, maybe you're working on, maybe you're an artist of some kind, and the amount of money that you are paid, you're not happy with the amount of money that you are paid for that particular work of art. Whatever it is. It could be something simple. Maybe you're designing. This is not simple, right? But you're making a cover or whatever, and maybe you were told you were going to be paid a certain amount, and then in the amount of money they give you is a lot less. Maybe you're a photographer, for instance, and they don't pay you, or you feel that you've worked for very little pay. It could be that as well. And then the new moon in Taurus, at 6 degrees of Taurus, on the 26th of April, Gemini, in your case, happens on the 12th house. So this is like, maybe you're working hard in a creative project, or you were very stressed because of a boyfriend or a girlfriend, or whatever happened in your kid's life, and now it's the time for you to rest now, because this new moon at Taurus happens in your 12th house. So you want to take time to rest, to relax, to be with yourself. Maybe you need time because the ruler of this lunation is Venus, and Venus is located on the 10th house, which is the house connected with work and career. Maybe you need time for yourself because you're working on something connected with your career and your profession. I don't know what it is, but you need silence, you need space, you need to be in solitude, you need to be relaxed and with yourself, and in order for you to work in something, which again I would say it's creative, okay? And then moving on to the next sign, which is the sign of Cancer. Cancer, the sign of Cancer. This full moon on the 11th of April, which happened, which is in 21 degrees of Libra. In your case, Cancer, where does it happen? It happens in your 4th house. And because this is a very difficult lunation, it's in opposition with Uranus and squaring Pluto. This could be an ending connected with your house, with the place you live, even for some with your family. It could be that you don't have enough, maybe rent got increased and you need to leave your flat and you need to go and find another place to live. Maybe a roommate. Maybe you lived with a roommate, and this roommate left, or maybe this roommate was not paying rent or something like that, and you need to make him or her go away and find a new roommate to, whatever it is that's going on in your domestic environment. It's something stressful. It's stressful, and you do not like it. You don't like it. For others, it could be, maybe there's home improvement. Maybe you needed to paint the walls or something like that, or fix the roof. And maybe the contractor told you, oh, it's going to be this amount of money, and the everything is done around the 11th of April, and the bill which is presented to you, it's so much higher than you were told. You were told that it would cost you a certain amount of money, and it turns out it's another amount of money. This could be also something to do, an ending or culmination connected with a close family member. And if it's a close family member, I would say that it's an older woman, okay? Now, what is an ending? It could be something like maybe this person needs to live in assisted living. I don't know if this is the correct expression. Maybe I'm saying she, it could be a he, but I'm thinking it's more like a woman, needs to go to a home, and needs to leave the place she lives, and needs to live in a retirement home. Could be something like that, okay? When I say a culmination or an ending, it could be something like that. Others, it could be retirement. Maybe like a close family member is retiring, but he or she is kind of forced to retire, and he or she doesn't like it. Another way of reading this lunation, a Cancer, is that maybe your spouse got an offer to go and work in another city or country, and you need to move with him or her. So this is why you need to leave the place where you are currently living. Or maybe for others, Cancer, it could be that your spouse loses his job or her job, and this is why you cannot no longer afford the place where you both live, and you need to find another home, another house, another flat, or something like that. And then the new moon in Taurus, Cancer, for you happens on the 11th house. So you are busy around the 26th of April formulating new plans, new goals for you, new long-term plans, new objectives for your life. Maybe you want to go back to college and you're preparing. Maybe others would like to go on a trip, and that might be a very important long-term goal. Maybe others want to emigrate and work in another country, for instance. This could be another long-term goal. This could be something also connected with, maybe you got a new friend, Maybe you, around the 26th of April, Cancer, you'll be having a new friend, and this friend might be foreigner, or if he or she isn't a foreigner, it could be that he or she is very spiritual person, very religious person. It could be that as well. Again, another way of reading this lunation is that your long-term plans might be connected with your religion, with your church, whatever it is. I don't know. It doesn't matter what religion you have. So you might be deciding to go more to church, or go more to the mosque, or go more to whatever place of worship you have. Others, it could be that something new is happening in the life of one of your friends. And you don't have a new friend, you're just the witness to the fact that something completely new is happening in the life of a friend of yours. And this could be, I don't know, something like he or she is becoming a parent, or getting a new job or something like that. Okay, now moving on to the next sign, which is Leo. Next sign, Leo. In your case, Leo, the full moon in Libra, where does it happen? It happens in your third house. Now, this lunation is very difficult because it's going to be in a T-square with Uranus and Pluto. So, and it's going to conjoin Jupiter. That Jupiter expands everything, so expands the good things, but also the bad things. So, for some of you, there might be an ending to some sort of training. Maybe you needed to do some sort of training connected with your work, connected with your job. Maybe you were forced to do this, and this training ends, and you might fail, and I hope not. Or you might be getting like a very shocking grade, which you were not expecting, you know. Or maybe you go to do the exam, and all the questions in the exam is stuff, material, which was never covered during the classes. Whatever it is, it's shocking, kind of shocking, okay? For others, it could be getting a message that might be connected, or a lot of messages that might be connected with your work environment, with your colleagues. For instance, let's say Leo, that you are on vacation, you know, something simple, something like, I don't know, 3-4 days, even a week, and around the 11th of April, you keep getting messages on your cell from your colleagues, from your co-workers, asking you how to do this or how to do that, and how do you do this and how do you do that. They don't leave you alone. You're supposed to be on vacation, but you just get messages upon messages from either from your colleagues or from the boss at work or something like that. What else? What else? This could be also, for some of you, there's an ending to the life of your car. So you were not expecting it. Suddenly your car just dies. It could be something to do with the battery or any other reason, okay? So maybe there's no fixing this car, or you go to the mechanic, and the mechanic, because there's some sort of your car needs to get fixed, Leo, but your mechanic says, okay, I will fix it, but you'll have to pay something like, I don't know, $3,000 or euros or pounds or something like that. It's so expensive. Maybe something needs to be replaced, which is extremely expensive also. Others, I would not advise you to buy any car, okay? Do not buy a car around the 11th of April, okay? If you could wait up to May, that would be
better.
Others, it could be disruptions. If you don't have a car and you go to your work and you use public transportation, there's some sort of disruption connected with public transportation. It could be strikes. It could be, that where you live, there's, they're like enlarging the roads or something like that. There's construction, and maybe they moved the road where you had your bus or something like that, and there's disruption in public transportation, which will make it very difficult for you to go to work and to do your ordinary life. Others, it could be like a very big argument with a sibling, and this could be big, big argument, Leo. Others, it could be a very big argument with a neighbor, I hope not, or you're just a witness of something big and major happening in the life of a neighbor or in the life of one of your siblings or of your sibling. It could, and it's something stressful, something like, for instance, losing a job, getting separated, something big and something stressful in the life of a sibling, for instance. What else? What else could it be? One thing that I didn't mention: hacking. I hope that doesn't happen, because the third house is connected with messages and stuff like that. Also the internet, hacking from abroad, because this is opposite Uranus. Uranus is connected with abroad. Also the ninth house is connected with foreign places. So hacking from abroad. Hacking your medical records. I hope not. I hope not. Or a message, a very disturbing message concerning your health. I hope not. And then the new moon in Taurus, 6 degrees of Taurus, Leo. Where does it happen in your case, Leo? 6 degrees of Taurus happens in your 10th house. So this is new beginnings connected with your career, with your profession, with your job. Maybe there's some stability connected with your career and your profession. Okay? Maybe there's good news connected with your... Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I have something burning. I don't know how to say this in English. It's salamandra. You put the wood in and it burns. Fireplace. It's kind of like, it's not a fireplace, but that's the noise. It's from there. Okay. Everything is fine. Don't worry. Okay. I'm thinking that maybe there's some sort of advancement and stability connected with your career. Okay. Maybe you get more money, not a lot, but a bit more stable, a bit more of a stable income, I would say, for you, Leo. Now, moving on to Virgo. Oops. Virgo. The full moon, Virgo, on the 11th of April. Where does it happen? Where does it happen in your case? It's in the second house. Okay, this full moon at 21 degrees of Libra on the 11th of April, Virgo. It's very difficult because it's going to be in a T-square with Pluto and Uranus, and it's going to be conjoined Jupiter, and Jupiter just increases everything. Okay, good things and bad things, it just expands. And I hope it didn't. I would hope that this would only expand good things, but sometimes it expands bad things. So in your case, it's new beginnings, or no, not new beginnings, an ending or a culmination connected, Virgo, with your income, with your salary, with the money that you earn, with your effort. I'm thinking it's less money. I'm sorry to tell you. Maybe you get your salary around the 11th of April and you're not happy. Maybe you get like your bosses tell you, or tell the company in which you work, oh, we'll have to diminish the amount of money you earn by 10% or something like that, because we are experiencing difficulties, so we cannot pay you all that much. Or it could be you got some sort of you had your regular salary, and then on top of that you were paid for this thing and for that thing and for that thing. You had subsidies, or you had I don't know how to say it in English, but on top of your normal salary, for instance, you might have had commissions, sale commissions, and maybe those sale commissions are getting decreased. Something is getting decreased, and you're not happy because you're getting less money. Another way of reading this full moon in Libra is everything is okay with your salary. There's nothing wrong. It's the same amount. However, as soon as it comes in, it needs to leave, or part of your salary you have to spend around the 11th of April, Virgo. You have to spend a large amount of money with bills connected with, for instance, your kids or a child. Maybe there's like a big bill that comes in, and you need to pay that bill in connection with your kids. If it's not your kid, it's maybe perhaps a boyfriend or a girlfriend. It could be that, It could be that as well. Maybe he or she wants to go to a place which is very expensive, and that would require you to spend, I don't know, 1/3 or half of your salary. It's a big expensive connected with a boyfriend or a girlfriend. I would advise you as well, Virgo, that if you are this person whom you are dating, some of you, it might happen that this person whom you are dating is only with you to get to take money from you. I hope that's not the case, but if that's indeed the case, please be aware of that. Maybe he or she is telling you a sob story to make you depart from your hard-earned cash. If he or she tells you something like, my grandmother is in the hospital and needs a new kidney, oh my God, just don't part with your money, okay? Don't do it, because they might be lying. Also, be very careful with your credit information, anything like that. Don't allow for your boyfriend or girlfriend to get access to that, okay? This could also be that you're spending way too much money in a creative hobby, in a hobby. If you have some sort of hobby and you are kind of obsessed with this hobby, and it could be anything, you're spending way too much money with it. Let's say that you like a certain type of dolls and you like to buy these dolls, and you find this doll on the market and it's rare, but it's very expensive. Maybe you just feel the need to buy it. You need to buy this thing. Maybe you're collecting dolls, or maybe you're making dolls, or maybe you're working on some sort of hobby where you only you feel that you need to buy the most expensive, I don't know, paintings in materials, and you're spending way too much money with that. Okay, so be careful with that as well, Virgo. And then the new moon in Taurus, Virgo, where does it happen? In your case, it's going to happen in your, thinking it's the 9th house. Yep, it's the 9th house. So these are new beginnings in connection with, for instance, church or religion, any type of religion. Maybe you decide that you should attend more. You should go more to church or to the mosque, or to whatever religion you have. Others, you decide, maybe I should go back to college, or maybe it's a new beginning connected with your university studies, or maybe you are a teacher in university, and maybe around the 26th of April there's a new beginning connected with the curriculum or something like that. Others, it could be a trip abroad, and you make this trip maybe because of work, or you go and you accompany your spouse or your long-term partner. Maybe your long-term partner needs to go abroad for work and you go with him or her. Others, it's on a vacation. Others, it could be a new beginning connected with your brother-in-law or sister-in-law, so it could be a new beginning in a brother-in-law, in your in-law's life, okay? And this could be a new baby, this could be a marriage, for instance, maybe they were like together for a very long time and now they decide to wed, or like a new job or something like that. Now, moving on to the next sign of Libra. Libra. This full moon on the 11th of April at 21 degrees of Libra happens in your first house. So there's an ending or culmination connected with you personally. What could this be? Maybe you were in a relationship and it ended, or it's going to end around the 11th of April. Maybe this is like finally the divorce comes out, when some of you, if you are on the process of getting divorced. Maybe this could be moving to another place. Maybe you leave the place where you lived and you go to another You finally get a home. Others, it could be the other way around, you know. It could be that you've always lived in this place and now you are kind of forced to leave your home environment. You know that I just got? This is so weird. I got deportation. I hope not, but I don't. I just thought of that word. Maybe like forced to leave the country where you always lived. Maybe because I don't know why. I just thought that. I hope that's not the case. But it's like an ending in your life, and it's not very easy. You know. Maybe this ending is connected with your spouse, your long-term partner. Maybe he or she needs to go to another place because he or she got a job in another city and you need to move. And you need to follow your spouse, for instance. And this is why you need to leave the place where you live right now, because you cannot stay, because you yourself alone cannot afford to live on the flat or in the house where you are. Okay, what else? What else? I'm thinking this could also be a combination in your life or an ending in your life, like maybe a job where you work for a very long time. Maybe there's no new contract, or they terminate your position, or you get fired, or something like that, and that kind of turns all your life around. You know, not just your life, but also it affects, I would say in a negative way, the life of your spouse. This could be also connected with health. You know, maybe you need to go to another place, to another city, for health reasons. So you can improve your health, or maybe you need to get some sort of medical treatment and you need to go to another place. It could be that as well. And then the new moon, Libra, in Taurus, on the 26th of April, where does it happen? It happens in your eighth house. So these are new beginnings connected with your shared finances. There's some sort of transformation connected with the money that you earn, or the money that your spouse or long-term partner earns. So the money that both of you together have, I would say gets diminished, but it could be, it could be the other way around, but there's a new beginning connected with the money that both of you have. It could be less. I would say it could be less because one of you might have lost the job, even for medical reasons, even for health reasons, or maybe one of you got fired. It could have been you, Libra, or could have been your long-term partner, and because of that you have less money available to both of you. Or the money is the same, but you need to pay your medical bills. So a large chunk of it goes to the medical bills. So there's less money available for both of you. Another way of reading this, it's a new beginning in connection with your taxes. So you might be paying more taxes, or you might be paying less taxes. Okay, it depends. Or it could be that because you have certain type of expenses that you have to pay, other expenses you can get rid of them. Let's say that you have too many credit cards, so you decide to end some of them, just end in order to cut costs. It could be something as simple as that you just instead of having 3 credit cards, you decide to have just one, in order to save some money. So it could be something simple. Okay, now moving on to the next sign, which is Scorpio. This full moon, Scorpio, at 21 degrees of Libra, in your case it happens on the 12th house. So for some of you there might be, because this is a very difficult lunation, it's a T-square, it's a difficult lunation, this is not going to be easy. It could be Scorpio, like a secret that comes to the light, a very disturbing secret that comes to light, and this secret might be connected with your love life, or with your boyfriend or girlfriend, or might be connected with one of your children, one of your kids, or your kids. or even your works of art, or even if you play on the stock market, maybe you made the wrong bet, or maybe you were lied to, right? And you discover that you've lost a chunk of money, or maybe you paid for something in terms of your creative expression, and you just find out that whatever you paid for, it's not going to be delivered to you. It could be that as well, you know. I don't know, maybe you paid for art classes, maybe you paid for, I don't know, 20 art classes, and it was cheap, and then you find out that the person that was supposed to give you these art classes will never shows up, or left with all the money, something like that. So it's also an end to your peace and quiet. It could be like that as well. An end to your peace and quiet. You wanted to be alone, you wanted to be relaxed, and something happens that kind of ends your peace and quiet. Now, what else could this be? This could be also something to do with your health. And this revelation might be connected with a health issue. I hope not. I really hope not. Some sort of health issue that comes to the light. Now, this could be kidneys. This could be throat. This could be something connected with sugar and diabetes. Maybe you're like eating bad stuff, and this is causing you problems in your health, and you need to quit sugar, for instance, even if you don't like it. So it could be, there's many different ways of reading these lunations. This secret that comes to light might not be connected, for instance, with health. It could be, I said throat. I'm not saying throat, okay? I'm going to correct that. I'm going to correct it, Scorpio. It could be lungs. It could be something to do with the lungs or your vocal cords. Okay? And this secret that comes to light might be connected with your work environment, or a colleague, or some of your colleagues. Maybe you find out that there was this secret memo that is going to get you all fired, and you had no idea. And this secret memo comes to light, and you thought that you had like a very stable job, and that might not happen. Or maybe something weird about one of your co-workers might come to the light. Something might be found out about one of your colleagues, you know. It could be that as well. Or the secret that comes to light might be connected, this message might be connected with a sibling of yours. Your sibling or a sibling of yours. This is a message. This is a message that kind of disturbs you, I would say. You might get a message that might disturb you. Okay? Now moving on, Scorpio to the new moon in Taurus. This new moon in Taurus happens on your 7th house. This is not a very difficult new moon. I would say this is an easy new moon. So this is a new beginning in the life of your spouse, in the life of your long-term partner. For instance, he or she might get a new job. He or she might start a new creative project, something that gives him or her pleasure, you know, something that he or she enjoys. I don't know. I'm going to give you an example. Maybe let's say you're a woman and you are married to a guy who really loves to, planes. He likes to build little planes, for instance. Maybe he starts a new plane around this time, around the 26th of April. Something like that, you know. Or this could be a new beginning in the life of your second child. Doesn't matter if it's a boy or a girl, it's the second one in line. And he or she might become a parent, he or she might have a new boyfriend or a new girlfriend, you know, something like that, or a new job, which it might be a bit demanding or something. But this is easier than the full moon that happened about 2 weeks ago. It's a bit easier, okay? So now let's move on to the next sign, which is Sagittarius. Sagittarius, this full moon at 21 degrees of Libra. In your case, where does it happen? Full moon, full moon, full moon, where are you? It's in your 11th house. So a long-term goal, a plan that you had, an objective that you have, might come to fruition around the 11th of April, might come to fruition now, but it will cost you money, okay? And maybe you were not expecting it would cost you so much money, but yeah, it's gonna cost you money, I'm sorry to tell you. What else? This might be a creative project that might cost you more than you intended. Some of you might have to abandon, let go of a long-term plan that might have been connected with a creative project, or might have been connected with love, or might have been connected with a child, with your son or daughter. You might have to abandon it because you simply do not have the money. If you wanted to, I don't know, print your own book, you don't have the money to do that. Or you'll do it, but it will cost you more than you expected. If you wanted to take your boyfriend or girlfriend on a trip, you might, but it's going to cost you. Or you might have to, forego that trip, I don't know, to Paris or something, because you don't have the money. Another way of reading this, let's say that you had a long-term goal connected with a child. Maybe you wanted your kids to have music lessons. You cannot afford them, so you have to let go of that plan. Or maybe you can only afford one music lesson a month or something like that. Something like that. Now, this could also be a friendship that ends. Okay. Now, a friendship might end for money reasons. Maybe a friend asks you for money and you say no, or maybe you ask a loan from your friend and this friend says no, or maybe you did loan a friend of yours a while back some money and now you want to collect and your friend says no, he can't spend it, or she can't, so he cannot or she cannot return that money to you. Or it could be something like, for instance, maybe you have to let go of a friendship because he or she keeps criticizing your boyfriend or your girlfriend, or your taste in boyfriends or in girlfriends, and he or she doesn't like your boyfriend or your girlfriend, so you let go of this friendship. Or it could be something like your friend criticizes you in connection with the way you raise your kids, and you don't like that. Or he or she criticizes one of your children or your children, and you don't like that either, Now, it could be something else. It could be that the reason why you don't see this friend much, or you want to stop seeing this friend, is because there's a change in this friend's life, and you're okay with him or her. There's nothing wrong. There's no argument. There's no conflict. But maybe he or she goes to another place, to another city, and they can't be with you, or they don't have time for you, or so there might be a change in a friend's life. Okay. This could also be money that you got from your Sagittarius, from your career and your profession, the money that you get, and it's not exactly what you expected. It probably is a lot less, and you're not very happy with that either. Moving on to Taurus. to the new moon in Taurus, Sagittarius. The new moon in Taurus, Sagittarius on the 26th of April happens where, in your case? Where does it happen? Where it is? In the 6th house. So this could be new beginnings in your health, in your diet. For some of you, it could be a new job. Yeah, you could get a new job, and you can even do it from home. Okay, maybe you don't have to go physically to this new place, to the company, to have this new job. You can do it in the comfort of your own home, or you decide to, or maybe this could be medical exams. Finally, you get the appointment to do the routine checkup with your in the hospital with your doctor around the 26th of April. Okay, it could be that, or it could be, you're changing your diet, you're starting a new exercise program. It could be something simple like walking, 10 minutes a day. That would be positive for you. For others, it could be new colleagues. You might be getting a new colleague in your workplace, and this new colleague could be a woman, and could be an older woman. Okay, let's move on to the next sign, which is Capricorn. So Capricorn, the full moon on the 11th of April at 21 degrees of Libra. Where does it happen? In your case, well, it's going to happen on your 10th house. So this some of you might be retiring. You might leaving your career, your profession, but you're retiring. Maybe some of you will be forced to retire. You don't want to retire, but you're going to be forced. It could be something like that. It could be that others, you're leaving your job, you're changing careers. Others, it could be an old boss is leaving, and you're getting a new boss, and this new boss is absolutely dreadful. Either it could be like a boss, Capricorn, which was very bad, and this boss is leaving, or you can get a new boss, and this boss will be awful, demanding, a bit crazy, always in conflict with you and others. It could be that as well. This could also be, Capricorn, an ending or culmination in the life of a family member, like father or mother, someone in authority who belongs to your family. Now, an ending could be, again, retirement, something like that. Someone might be, like your father might be retiring, even your grandfather might be retiring, or your mother or your grandmother, something like that, someone like that. This could also be an ending to your public image. Yeah, there might be something that might happen in your life that might affect in a negative way your reputation. Not that you've done anything wrong, okay, but your public image might be affected. I don't know exactly what's going to happen, but it might be a bit stressful for you. It's connected with your job, with your career, with your public image. It might even affect your work. Now, a good way of reading this lunation is that maybe you are the one who is elevated and you become a boss. But with this new position of leadership, you'll have increased responsibilities. Because now you have increased responsibilities, you have to stay at work longer. Okay, maybe you'll get more money, yes, but you'll have to stay at work like 1 hour more, 2 hours more, and this will negatively affect your work in your home environment. Maybe now you don't have time to spend with your family, with your spouse, with your children. Okay, so it might be something like that as well. Capricorn, the new moon in Taurus. Where does it happen? In your case, it happens in the 5th house. Let's say you were promoted about 2 weeks ago. Now you have the money to spend lavishly on your kids. Maybe you're buying all sorts of stuff for your children, or for your daughter, or for your son. You know, whatever they want, you can buy them. It could be that. Others, it could be a new beginning in your romantic life. Maybe you decide to, try that thing which is, how do you call it? Online dating. It could be that. You can go on a date with someone whom you met in eHarmony or something like that, or Tinder, I don't know, something like that. Others, it could be a new beginning in your kid's life. For instance, you have the money now finally to buy, I don't know, music lessons for your child or something like that, something that he or she enjoys. Yeah, or you might start a new creative project, or you might, or a new hobby. It could be something to unwind. Now moving on to the next sign, which is Aquarius. Aquarius. Wait. This full moon in Libra, Aquarius. Where does it happen? It happens in your 9th house. This is not a very easy full moon. It's in a D square, like I said, with Pluto and Uranus. So some of you might be ending college. Okay. Maybe you had a few courses that you needed to finish before you had your college degree. But maybe the grade that you finished your college course or your university studies, you don't like the grade that you got. It could be that. Others, it could be that you don't have the time to spend to go to college. Maybe you need to work, and you simply don't have the time. Or it could be that you have to leave college, at least for a while, because you don't have enough money, because it's very expensive. It's impossible. It's absolutely impossible for you to continue your studies because you do not have enough money. Others, it could be the ending to a trip. So you go abroad. It doesn't matter if you go abroad to work, or on vacation, or to go and visit a friend. You go abroad, and now around the 11th of April, you're returning back home, and everything doesn't go as you thought it would. Maybe the plane, instead of leaving at 3 p.m. leaves at 9 p.m., something like that. Maybe they lose your luggage. Like, things don't go right with you returning home, okay, from this place from this foreign country. What else? This could be an ending to a conflict connected with your in-laws, okay? Your in-laws, maybe you had some sort of conflict with your in-laws, and it ends rather maybe in a very big argument. So you have to be careful with that. Big argument. Others, you could discover, Aquarius, that something which you never even thought of. You might discover that your secret enemy was your in-law or your in-laws. I hope that's not the case, but it might be the case. Others, it could be the ending to a court case. A court case comes to an ending, basically because you just decide it's better, because it's costing you too much money, and maybe it's better to settle. Or maybe a court case comes to an end, and it comes to an end not in your favor. It kind of ends in a unfavorable way to you, and you might losing money, or you might be getting paid less, or you might have a lot of expenses with lawyers connected with this court case. I hope not again, but it could be the case. Others, it could be that you just you have enough with religion. Religion means nothing to you, or it makes absolutely no sense, and you just decide, you know what, to hell with it. I'll just stop going to church or to the mosque or to whatever. And then the new moon, Aquarius, happens on the 26th of April, and it happens in Taurus. So these are new beginnings connected with your home environment, with your domestic life, with your house, with your flat. Maybe you decide to, some of you might have the money to buy a place, which would be great, would be awesome. And you might have a hefty mortgage, so expect that. Others, you might just decide to beautify the place where you live. Maybe you have the money to, maybe you need to, or maybe you have the money to paint the walls, fix the roof, or buy some new furniture. But again, you have to be careful with the money that you spend. Either you're spending way too much, or you cannot afford the things that you wanted. Maybe you wanted this lavish, wonderful, beautiful couch, but it's like 2,000 euros or $2,000 or something like that, and you have to buy something that costs 400 euros or $400. You have to cut costs, okay? But it's like a time where you can beautify your house, the place where you live, your flat, okay? Now, moving on to the next sign, which is Pisces. Pisces, 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 Pisces. Pisces, the full moon in Libra, which happens at happens on the 11th of April at 21 degrees of Libra. It happens in your 8th house. Now, for some of you, there might be a death in the family. I hope not. And it might come in a very unexpected manner. I hope not, again. It could be an older woman in your family. Someone who was already sick. Others, it could be something connected with an inheritance. So you might be getting an inheritance around this time, but maybe it's less money than you expected, or a lot of the money is going to be, you have to pay taxes over it. Others, you might be getting like a very heavy tax bill, or you have to pay taxes connected with your house, which are way too big. Your tax bill has increased, but there could be some sort of mistake connected with it. So I would advise you not to pay immediately, to go to the tax office and say there's something wrong with this bill, this is too much money, because there might be some sort of mistake, and this mistake should be corrected. So it could be a mistake, or you can really complain, and whatever money they want you to pay, it could be descended, it could be less, okay? So don't pay immediately, first complain, okay? It's just better to complain. Others, it could be an end of a sexual affair, something like that. Because it's the 8th house. So you have to be careful also with whomever you are with. And again, I'm not judging. Let's say you're single and you had a friends with benefits, something like that. I would advise you to get tested. I'm sorry to tell you that, but I would advise you to do that, just in case, and to always protect yourself, okay? And then Pisces, the new moon at 6 degrees of Taurus. Where does it happen? It happens on your 3rd house. So you might be starting a new training course or new course. Even could be something like languages, learning a new language, or training course that is connected with your work environment, but not necessarily, or something that you do just because it's fun, flower arrangements or something like that. Others, it could be you getting lots of messages, and these messages are nice. I hope they're nice, but You might have an increase of messages around the 26th of April. Others, it could be that you decide to buy a new car, but this would have to be either a car in second hand, not a new car, or a car that you don't have enough money to spend all that much in this car. So maybe it's not, you'd hope to buy a very, luxurious car, but maybe you'll have to settle for something that's not as luxurious, but at least it's not as expensive. Others, it could be a new beginning in the life of your sibling, your sister or your brother. Maybe he or she is becoming a parent. Maybe he or she gets a new job, is going to get married. Something in the life of your sibling, something new. Others, it could be you might be getting new neighbors. It could be that as well. A new neighbor moves in, to your neighborhood or to your building, something like that. That's it. This is the reading that I have for all signs for April 2017. This astrological reading is very general. If you'd like a personal consultation, please send an email to dunyazade@gmail.com and I'd be delighted to work with you. Bye bye.